Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, some 400 Jews visited Jerusalem's Temple Mount on the holiday of Tisha B'Av, which commemorates the destruction of the two biblical temples, as thousands more attend processions at the Western Wall. New data to mark International Youth Day reveals that some 39% of Palestinian youth are unemployed. Chief of the Lebanese Hezbollah organization, Syed Hassan Nasrallah, in an address marking the anniversary of the 2006 war with Israel, declares the IDF knows that they are unable to achieve a quick victory on the Lebanese organization and that the Israeli home front will be severely hit during a future confrontation. About 400 Jews visited Jerusalem's Temple Mount yesterday on the holiday of Tisha B'Av, which commemorates the destruction of the two biblical temples, compared with 250 who visited last year. A Jewish man was arrested in the morning on suspicion of praying at the site, which is forbidden to Jews and only permitted to Muslim worshippers. About an hour later, two other Jews were arrested because they reportedly shouted, "The Lord is God." Another Jew was arrested on suspicion of tearing his shirt as a sign of mourning. Altogether, 4 Jews were arrested and 9 others were detained for questioning. Meanwhile, the large number of Jewish visitors angered the Muslim worshippers at the site, whom started rioting during the course of the day. Several clashes were reported with Israeli security forces, who escorted the Jewish visitors at the Temple Mount. Knesset member Yehuda Glik of the ruling Likud party and Agriculture Minister Uri Ariel of the Jewish Home faction also wanted to visit the Temple Mount, but Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu denied their request. Police said the disturbances at the Holy Shrine were numbered and that security forces managed to keep the quiet during most of the day. Also, the traditional prayers at the Western Wall for Tisha B'Av were held without incident. Now to the West Bank, where a Palestinian woman attempted to stab soldiers at a roadblock near the West Bank settlement of Shaked. The attacker was reportedly neutralized before she could act, yet managed to lightly wound a female soldier when the latter overpowered the Palestinian assailant. An initial police inquiry revealed that the attacker was driving in her vehicle with her parents. When the car stopped at an Israeli military roadblock, she exited her vehicle, took out a knife and attacked one of the female soldiers. The soldiers responded quickly and together with other soldiers managed to neutralize the Palestinian assailant. The attacker and her parents were then taken for questioning. Now to another matter, data released by the Palestinian Central Bureau of Statistics to mark International Youth Day found that 39% of Palestinian youth are unemployed. The data relates to various aspects of the lives of 15 to 29-year-olds in both the West Bank and Gaza Strip. The report revealed that unemployment is higher among 20 to 24-year-olds, with 43%, and among those with no formal education at 55%. The figures show that only 16% of Palestinian youth completed their studies and shortly afterwards found steady employment. Unemployment is highest among those who have a bachelor's degree in education or teaching, reaching some 64%. The best situation is among law graduates, only 25% of whom are unemployed. 39% of young people are in school, of whom 82% are high school age, 46% are aged between 19 and 22, and only 9% are aged 23 and above. Also, some 41% of Palestinian men drop out of school and 27% of women. Now to Israel's northern neighbor, where chief of the Lebanese Hezbollah organization, Syed Hassan Nasrallah, gave a speech on Saturday, celebrating the anniversary of the end of the 2006 Second Lebanon War with Israel. Speaking from his bunker in Lebanon, his speech was broadcasted on giant screens in the town of Bin Shbeil, which is located only a few hundred yards away from the border with Israel, a town where fierce fighting took place between the IDF and the Iranian proxy during the 2006 war. Nasrallah said that the Israelis have adopted a new doctrine of war, which isn't based on a quick victory, meaning that they know that they are unable to achieve a quick victory and that the Israeli home front will be severely hit in the next confrontation. The Hezbollah leader also said that as a result of the war in 2006, the Israeli military establishment has been undermined and there is a lack of trust between the different ranks, something which continues to this day. Nasrallah stressed that after the Second Lebanon War, the question was raised as to whether or not Israel will continue to exist, claiming that both Israel's enemies and even Israel's friends aren't sure of the answer to the question of Israel's existence. The Hezbollah leader went on to claim that the quiet on the border isn't due to agreements between Israel and the UN or the Lebanese government, but because Israel is deterred by Hezbollah. Israeli officials refused to respond to the speech. Now to Syria, where residents of Manbij, which is located near the Turkish border with Syria, were jubilant on Saturday, a day after the Western-backed Syria's democratic forces ousted the Islamic State from the city. According to SDF sources, some 2,000 civilian hostages were freed from Islamic State custody. Some locals recounted the horrors of Islamic State rule, showing areas dedicated to corporal punishment. One unidentified man can be seen pointing to an area referred to as Ship Circle, which was reserved for executions.
هون كانوا يعدموا الناس ويعلقوا رؤوسهم هون ويخلوه 3 أيام.
شو اسمها المنطقة؟
هاي اسمها دوار السفينة. هاي دوار السفينة. كل دوار حطوا صليب. إذا أي شغلة إذا كان بحجة إنه كفر بيحطوه بيقتلوه بيقطعوا راسه. بيعدموا الناس هون وبيقتلوهم وكله إعدام وكله ظلم كله ظلم 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 ليوم الظلم. والله بريئين من الدين والله. الإسلام وكنا عايشين بالإسلام وعايشين على الفطرة. هم جايين يعلمونا الإسلام ولك الله يوفقكم ويقويكم ويحميكم إن شاء الله.
The SDF, with heavy air support from a US-led coalition, said last week they had taken almost complete control of Manbij, where a small number of Islamic State fighters were entrenched. US officials who backed the initiative have said once the Manbij operation is completed, it would create the conditions to move on to the extreme Muslim group's de facto capital of Raqqa. US officials said they anticipated a tough battle. Now to the border of Jordan with Syria, where the United Nations World Food Program said it used cranes to deliver aid to thousands of Syrian refugees stranded across the sealed border, which has been closed after a deadly Islamic State attack against Jordanian troops. The past week was the first time food and medical supplies have reached the 75,000 displaced Syrians living at the Al-Rukban border since it was sealed. Some 650 tons of aid were delivered according to the World Food Program. Drones flew overhead to monitor the operation, which was partly funded by the Netherlands. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. For more updates from Israel and the region, please join our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan of Erev Tov and Shavua Tov. We will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.